Alrighty, WTF Racing Super Speedway League tonight, Wednesday nights. It's going to be a doozy. Arca cars at Talladega. Heat race number 1 as the drivers are gritting for it. So we're going to get ready to roll in this one. But on the pole, it's going to be Austin Albritton. 2 is outside, going to be the 18, Bully Chef. In 3rd, JD Rutzer. 4th, Chad Adams. 5th, Austin Baker. And in 6th is going to be Zach Zaudever. So, when we get running here as they roll off, it's going to be a 5-lap shootout for the heat race. No yellows. And top 3 get awarded with points. So, we will watch and see how they roll. Run and roll. Rock and roll. Here at Talladega. Alrighty, you see him coming through. Alrighty, they're coming off a turn. Number 4, pace car lights are out. It's going to dip down pit road. And these drivers are ready. Talladega, long way down till the start-finish line. Past the tri-oval is the restart zone. So, here we go. Through the tri-oval they go. Barney the flag guy has it in his hands. We're green for the first heat race at Talladega. See that inside line, Austin Albritton leading it. Outside line, not too lined up as Chad's going to jump to that low side. That's going to lead the 18 Bully round the outside all by himself. Only 6 cars for this heat race. Next one will have 5. So 1 less in the next one, but they're single file now, at least down the back straightaway. For now. As they go off into turn number 3 for the first time. Bully stuck on that outside line, not able to get down, but nose a tail from these front runners. The whole field so far, Bully's going to be able to get clear. Zach's going to be the first one to make a move. Chad's going to go with him. Now it's going to be 2v2 here. Who is he going to throw the block? Doesn't look like it. At the line, Zach's going to lead it. First lap in the heat race, Zach's going to end up leading that one. Zach clear on Austin Albritton. Is he going to get it down? Looks like he will, as well as Chad. Bully went with him, and he also got strung out for it. But good run from Zach and Chad, able to build up a run, get around JD and Austin Albritton. 2 All-Seeing Motorsports cars. Down into 3. Fly by 190 miles an hour as they enter turn 3 down the back straightaway. Chad just trying to stay locked on the back bumper as close as he can. Bully a little bit of side drafting, gets around Austin Albritton. That's going to work out perfect for him. He's going to be clear, and he's going to go to the 3rd spot right behind Chad. All of the back bumper. You see Austin, JD, Baker. Those 3 working together in the same chat, part of the All-Seeing Motorsports group. So those 3 are going to work together, try to build up a run to get around these front 3. On lap 3, going to be completing lap 3 at the line this time. At the line, it's going to be 2 laps to go. No yellows as well with this one. So it's just straight through. No... in the heat races, at least, it's straight through. Nothing else to worry about that. But all in all, single file. You can see the field here on the chopper cam as they're following the drivers. And we'll go ahead and zoom in a little bit as lap 4. So next time going to be the white flag. Everybody's pretty content here at the moment. Top 3 reward points. We'll see how aggressive these drivers get for those extra points. 3rd gets 1 point. 2nd gets 2. Winner of the heat race gets 3. So a little bit of a bonus for that. But looks like Austin trying to back up, build up a run, see if he's able to do anything with it. As Chad thought he was going to look high on it, just maybe looking out, trying to be safe with it. But Austin trying to build up a run. JD, Baker, they're starting to get a run on Austin now. White flag this time for Zach. Leading it In the heat race, got Chad on his back bumper. Bully in third. Austin, JD, Baker, those three trying to build up a run. Here they go, using as much momentum as they can and using the draft. Here they go to the back bumper of the 18. He's going to look high. Zach go to the block. 18 back to the top. Goes to block him. Now Austin looking to make a move. They're going to be 3 wide for the lead heading into turn number 3. Chad's going to be leading it with Austin Albritton on his back bumper. JD behind him. Bully and Zach tucked out high. Nothing that they can do about it. Who's it going to be? Austin looks high, goes low. Chad tries to throw the block. Come line. It's going to be 3 wide here at the stripe. Who's it going to be? Austin Albritton getting the win. Austin spins and wins here in the first heat race. Woohoo, boy. Let's go ahead and take a look at that finish from up above, or coming to the line. Let's see who got it at the line. Austin Albritton gets it. Austin Albritton gets that one. JD just behind him in second. Baker third. Chad fourth. Zach fifth. And biggest loser in that one, Bully, ended up getting shuffled out. But Chad, the biggest heartbreak, almost had that one stage point, but just lost it, or that one last final position for the third spot. Would have gotten 1 point after it, but just missed out as all 3 All-Sing Motorsports cars was able to get into position to win it, and that worked out perfect for him. So we see Austin spinning there. Austin, do you got a copy?
Me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Well, you end up getting a heat race win, so congratulations as they're rolling off, or about to roll off for heat race number 2. You get the heat race win, so that was a heck of a finish. 3 wide all the way to the line, helped work with your teammates, and ended up getting the win. So talk to us a little bit how you was able to get that stage win, or for the heat race.
I was able to pass them there in the last lap and cross the finish line first. That's how I got it.
Well, short and simple, and the perfect description for it. So it was a fun one to watch. Arca cars putting on a show. What do you think about these cars and how well they draft at the super speedways?
I hate them. You're riding around all day long. You can't shove each other. You have to just play chess for 50 laps and then all wreck at the end. So,
well, most laps led gets a point. So keep that in mind though too. But you get the first heat race win.
Car is going to be leading the points by the end of this thing.
Hopefully, hell,
yeah. Hopefully the pace cars are leading.
Hopefully he stays out and runs. But congratulations on the heat race win.
Thanks, bud.
Austin Albritton gets the first heat race win of the season. But on the pole for heat race number 2, it's going to be Ted Deckard on the pole. Qualified second, so that's going to put him on the point for the heat race, second heat race, as Clay's going to be to his outside in the 19 White Monster machine, as Mike Presley in the Bass Pro Shop number 3 on the inside. Greg Everett starting 4th on the outside, and Doug Ezel, his first time running with us, at least this season, between the truck and cup. Got the new paint scheme, worked on it a little bit last night and tonight. They just got that car wrapped and ready to go. So Doug's first race with us this season. Normally race control, but going to run this league as there is no race control or no need for it. So Doug ended up deciding he's going to run. So we'll see how well he stacks up compared to the rest of the field as pace car is pulling off. 5-lap shootout once again. Slow crawl to the restart zone. So you see him top of the screen. Into the restart zone. Barney waves the flag. We're green for heat race number 2. Ted out front, or at least leading it at the moment. Now, Clay trying to fight around the outside. Got Greg pushing him. Right on his back bumper. Seeing what Greg's able to do with it. He's got Clay, Ted leading the pack. Mike right behind Ted, Greg on the outside trying to help Clay get around.
Dale's okay.
You see side by side off of turn number 4. Who's going to lead it the first lap in heat race number 2? See Clay running up high, running that wide line. Doug going to try to make it 4 wide. Going to the outside of Greg. Who's it going to be at the stripe? I think Doug led it. Yes. No. Maybe so. Doug led it. Yes, as you see in the bottom left. Greg came home 3rd, Ted 2nd, but Doug leads that lap by a pretty ballsy move for Doug, going 4 wide down the tri-oval. Is Greg trying to side draft? Stay on Ted's door, try to pull him back as they make a little bit of contact now. A little bit of contact down the back straightaway. Right behind the leader, Doug Ezel. See Greg trying to hold his line as well as he can, trying to stay on the right rear of Ted. Clay thought better of making the move and being too aggressive with it early, and he backed off. He let everybody go underneath him last time through the tri-oval, and it worked out for him that moment. This battle for the lead still ensuing as Doug leads it. You got Greg. He goes to the high side. Still trying to get the high side at work. Not looking like it's working for him at the moment. Go on board with Clay on that outside line as he's trying to make something happen around the outside for Clay. So we'll go on nose cam with him. He sees the 00 just underneath him. Right on board with him, and look what he's seeing. Sees the field right in front of him as it's 2 laps to go for the heat race number 2. Right on board with Clay, trying to get the outside line to be working. Trying to get to the back bumper of Greg. Either going to try to make a move or help Greg go to the point. As big wiggle for Clay right there. Got way sideways, going to break his momentum. Down the back straightaway, though. Greg has a nose. Not no more, but had a nose for a second on Doug, the leader. Doug been out front since the first lap. He got across the line first and made that 4 wide move and took the lead. So he's been out front. We'll see if anybody's going to have a chance or make a move. You see Ted trying to go to his outside there. Greg, a little bump to Doug. At the line, white flag for Ted. So he leads that one. Clay with a big run. Going to go to the outside. Mike and Greg make contact. They both save it. Great save by them, but it's still going to be a race for the win. Ted on the outside. Doug on the inside. Ted got a good run. Able to clear Doug. Clay might be thinking he's in the catbird seat right here. Through 3 and 4. Doug looks high. Is he going to be able to get to the right rear? They make a little bit of contact. Ted sideways. Back up the track. Into the wall. He makes contact with the wall. And Doug. One last attempt for Clay. Not going to be able to do it. Doug's going to win heat race number 2. Well. Don't know what to say about that. Doug got into the right rear of Ted. And they made a little bit of contact. Just a light touch. And Ted went around with the bumpers on these. Just light contact. Little bump. And he went around. Clay trying to avoid it. Sees Ted come back up the racetrack. Able to get by. But that was a big wreck. As Doug ends up winning the heat race. Let's go ahead and interview him now. Well, Doug, do you got a copy? Doug?
Yes.
Well, you end up getting the heat race 2 win. Maybe not the setting the tone, I guess. Obviously, your first race this season in the Super Speedway League. And first race all season. You're putting tone to it. Ended up moving Ted out of the way and got in the stage win. Talk to us a
I
little bit
did
how you
not
did it.
mean to hit Ted there. That was not my intent. So I apologize for that. But I'll take the win.
Doug, a certain
Got it.
dominance early here, and just showing what he's gonna do to try to win these races. As Doug gets it done, so congratulations.
I'll get suspended from the Super Speedway League.
So Doug, with a great finishing position, obviously made the ballsy move to try to go to the outside of or 4 wide down the front straightaway through the tri-oval, made it 4 wide, and you got to lead and kind of led most of that race, but 4 wide move. Talk to us what you were thinking heading into the tri-oval and do that.
Room. Yeah, it looked like there was room. I had a pretty good run, and I thought, what the heck? Let's see what happens. And it somehow worked. We didn't, smash up the whole field, so that was good.
Well, it worked out for you. You got to the lead, led 4 of the 5 laps, and led the most important one, that being the last one. So, looked pretty good. Car looks fast. Car looks good with the new wrap. So, congratulations.
All right, thank you.
Alrighty, the grid is rolled off here from Talladega. I know a few drivers were asking for EOLs, so field should jumble up. We'll see what that is said from it, but alrighty, field is rolling off down the back straightaway. 50 laps straight through, no break, no nothing. If it goes green, these drivers will out the pit for fuel. Not mandatory, but just the maximum fuel. These guys aren't able to make it 50 laps on fuel, but straight through, no stages, nothing like that. You get a lap lead, and you get an extra point. So these drivers are going to be fighting for that. And then it all comes down to the finish. 40 for the winner, 39 for second. And going down the rest of the way. As Ted's going to be on the pole. Ted Deckard, after his contact with Doug at the end of that second heat, going to be on the pole after the invert, as well as Zach to the outside. To his outside, then going to be third. Greg Everett, his first time this season running. And then to his outside is going to be Chad Adams. Mike Presley there in 5th. Austin Baker in 6th. Austin making his, second race this season. Then you got Clay Sarton on the inside over row number 4, as well as J.D. Rutzer on the outside of him. Doug going to be starting deep in the field, as well as Austin Baker and Bully Chef. But as we're rolling into the restart zone here, closing in on it, you see the flag guy. He waves and we're green at Talladega. Race number 1 of the Super Speedway League. Already under green. You see the front row. Ted and Zach with their 2 helpers behind them, Greg and Chad. As Greg's going to look to move to the top side. Never mind, thought better of it. Going to go back low. As Chad and Zach are hooked up on that outside line. Going to use all the momentum to try to get by that bottom lane. See what they're able to do with it. They're going to be clear heading into turn number 3. And that worked out for them good, as 3 wide, a little bit deeper for the 5th spot. Doug Ezel, Bully Chef, Mike Presley. They're all 3 wide for this. As first lap, it's going to be led, it looks like, by Chad makes a move. Doesn't look like it. Zach's going to lead the first lap of the Super Speedway League, as already hard charger. Around the outside, here he comes in the number 67 green machine, with Bully Chef pushing him around the outside. He's trying to take him to lead. Already side by side with them down the back straightaway. Doug, is he going to be able to take the lead? He's going to have a nose for a split second. Doug side by side with Zach. Chad, Bully side by side for that in that second row, and then Ted and Clay side by side in the third row. High speed pace laps here at Talladega. Arca cars, what I like to say, one of the best super speedway cars. I like these things. The nose, you really can't push in them. As you can see, they're thinking better of it. You get in the back of someone in these, and they go around. So these drivers got to be smart with that, race it accordingly, how they think they should. But Doug lost a little bit of momentum on that outside line. Is Chad doing a heck of a job pushing Zach, keeping him out front. Greg playing it smart, staying a little bit far back, as well as Mike. Mike doing a good job, staying a little bit back from racing up front. Knows he's got plenty of opportunities to lead laps. Got 50 chances to lead laps, and the big one is that last lap at the end of the race on lap 50. But to lead, who's going to lead it at the line? Looks like Doug's going to lead on lap number 4. Doug already up 8 spots. Bully up 8 spots, as you see in the bottom left. So up 8 spots, up a bunch of spots from where they started. 4 cars on the inside, 3 on the outside. Doug, Bully, and Clay on the outside with Zach, Chad, Ted, and Greg on the inside. Where's the momentum going to take them? Big deal here at Talladega is just momentum. Who's going to be where? What's going to be where? As we're looking from the fans, from the stands. Top of the spotter cam as they come to the line. Right here. Doug leading another lap. Just behind them, though, this field kind of battling, pretty conservative, but the All-Seeing Motorsports, JD, Austin, Baker, and Austin Albritton just kind of riding here at the back. Nothing to play for early in the running. Know that they have opportunities to gain spots. Whoa, JD tried to get on the outside of Greg, and Greg kind of threw the block on that one. Got better of it. JD going to try it once again. Go to the outside of Greg. What a view. These drivers side by side, 3 wide. Going to be dicing it up later in this one. As Zach back to the point is clear on Doug. As at the stripe, it's going to be Doug leading it once again. Zach seems to be good in the center of the corner and almost on exit. And then the outside momentum able to carry as Zach gets cleared by Bully and Doug. So Doug to the point, Bully behind him. They've been working together all race. Greg was working with Clay around that outside line. Greg going to leave him out to dry. Super Speedway racing. Got to race it a lot differently than you would any other race. Got to try to find your friends early and make friends early, as well as keep them for the end, and hopefully they're going to be willing to pay you back later in the race and hopefully push you to at least get top 2. You two battle side by side as it's 3 wide for the 4th spot between Chad, Ted, and JD Rutzer. See All-Seeing Motorsports trying to fight around the outside. Not going to be able to. As Ted going to single file. Going to be the only one leading that second lane on the outside. Up 2 cars, up to the second row. So not too far out back as All-Seeing Motorsports trying to build up a run. Trying to build up a big run as much as they can to get it. Looks like Greg really loose on that inside line. Underneath him is JD on the back bumper of Ted. See what he's able to do with it. Doug still leading. Our cars are really cool. I love these bodies. Love these cars. Old Gen 4 bodies. As JD looking to make it 3 wide around the top side. Don't have the momentum for it. These drivers know only 2 fast pairs, so they got to use them wisely. And think smart about it before they get in the mix and start using those. We're not even a 5th through the race, so only on lap 8. And they know how valuable it could be for the end. Know how valuable aerodynamics and things like that are. That's big. Fast pair could use that. As we're going to go on board with the 69 car, looking out back at the field. Looking out back on the front end of Doug, leading the pack. Doing a solid job at it as well. Controlling the lanes. Looking like a early 2000s Dale Jr. out there. As Ted Decker going to have a run around the outside line. See what he's able to do with it. Going to go on board and look at what Zach's looking at. Sees that third car on the inside line. Got Ted right in front of him. Clay to his outside and Chad right behind him. Looking at the back of the Burger King car of the 18 Bully. See, RPM's not changing too much. Super Speedway, you want to have it at least above 7,000. You go underneath that, and you're going to slow down and bog a lot of spots. So, in the bottom left, you see Bully up 9 spots, Doug up 8, rest of the field down. So, they've lost a lot of spots after Doug and Bully have made that hard charge. As they're getting a little bit further out front now. Starting to pull away just a little bit. As Ted dropping back, not able to do anything on his own around the outside. As Greg, going to be to the back bumper of one of his drivers in the truck series. Greg, owner of Everett Motorsports and Everett Enterprises. 51, one of his trucks in the truck series. So he's got one of his drivers on his nose. Got to be careful with it. Not to upset his driver as they're working together a little bit. All CM Motorsports still on that outside, lagging back just a little bit. Rather be safe than sorry as JD still trying to make a move. Greg a little loose on that inside line, way loose up the track. Let's go ahead and go on board with Greg for a few laps and see if we can diagnose it. Sees the car in front of him. Steady wheel at the moment. See, those wheel jerks definitely don't help him. Getting good runs, though. Let's see, on the apron. Got to be careful with it. Just keep it pinned nice and low. Stay low, Greg. Doing all right. Just stay low. Still cars outside, Greg. Got to be careful with it as we're going to go big, wide open shot. And see Austin and JD trying to work on that outside line. They're going to have a run on Ted. Are they going to look high? No, but we're going to go ahead and crank her up for a minute and just listen as the sound of these cars are amazing. Alrighty, time to crank her back down. You saw Ted with a little bit of help from JD and Austin Albritton Try to make a charge to get around Doug. Wasn't able to. As we're on lap 14, coming to 15. Completing 14 this time at the line. Doug been out front the entire time. Clearly got a good car. Got a good help behind him. As Clay going to try to help Ted back up front. Here they go. Trying to build up a run as much as they can. Clay working that outside line now as the sun pops out for at least a second. But here they go around the outside. Clay on the back bumper. Bully pushing hard. Clay going to think better of it. Going to try to back out here. Going to go Bell on the outside. As now Albritton to the back bumper of Ted. See if he's going to be a bigger help and get Ted around the front two. With Doug out front, they're going to be side by side entering the tri-oval. At the stripe, who's going to lead it? It looks like it's going to be Doug still leading that one. Bully all over the back bumper of him. Could be dangerous. One car gets in the back of the other. It'll spin them. And these drivers know the limits and the consequences if that does happen. So they know JD trying to build up a run to get back to help his teammate in that bright red car. Austin Albritton around the outside. Doug still leading it with help from Bully. Ted, only one really trying to work that outside line. A few cars been shuffling back, trying to do a few different deals and strategies. As Austin to the outside now. Try to lead the outside line, make it 3 wide. Gonna have a run. Is he gonna be leading that one? No. Got up to second by the start-finish line, though, that time. Third at the line. My apologies. As it updated. Looked like it for a minute. But now, Austin with the help from Ted. One in the wall. Austin Baker in the wall. Able to save it. Everybody's still running. 3 wide at the start. Or the start of 3 wide. Starting to build up. Is Austin Albritton leading that front pack. Leading the front outside row as Greg bids sideways in the center of the field. Got to be careful with that, Greg. Swerving can cause a big wreck. Almost put JD in the wall as Greg's going to go to the outside of Austin Albritton. Austin trying to lead those laps. Just keeps getting it taken away and Doug leads another. Tight squeeze. Greg shuffled out on that outside line. Austin got to think better of it. Gets back to the inside line. You see, All Sting Motorsports. We can go ahead and talk about the little groups that people are in. In one chat, you got Clay, Chad, and Zach. As you can see, those 3 are at the back, just at the right of your screen. So those 3 have kind of built on the front pack and trying to race for all those spots. And All Sting Motorsports is trying to get into the mix as they're on that inside line behind Bully and Doug. Is Austin just clear on Ted, gonna fake to the outs or go to the outside as we have one spinning down the front straightaway. Greg through pit road. Good save by Greg. Slides into pit road. Able to get going. Hopefully get back going. No yellow. It stays green. We'll clear Greg's back for that black for that one, but stay green. As we see a little bit of a breakaway now, as after that one car, Greg spinning through the infield. 2 All Sting Motorsports cars, Bully, Doug, and Ted. They're all in a group with, so in one group, you got Ted, Bully, Greg, Doug, and Mike. They're all in a group. Then you have Chad, Clay, and Zach, who have kind of tried to ride at the back. Now they're starting to come up into the mix again. And then you have the All Sting Motorsports group of Austin Albritton, Austin Baker, and JD Rutzer. So those are the few groups. Greg got spun in it. No yellow, though. So these drivers are still green. As it's starting to heat up a little bit now. Would like to try to interview one of these drivers under green. That could be something fun to do. Maybe we could talk to a little bit of Mike. Let's go ahead, try to talk to Mike here for a second. Hey, Mike, it's Cabe up in the booth. You got me?
What?
It's Cabe up in the booth. You got me?
Oh.
I know that you're a little bit busy, but
Hey.
going 190 miles an hour. I know that you're a little bit busy, but stay in it, keep running. But wanted to ask a quick question. What's fuel looking like? Is everybody talking about fuel yet, or what's kind of the idea on that? Anybody mention anything about fuel yet?
Who you talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. I'll tell you what my fuel is.
Just make sure you stay in the draft.
Mine 25 too. So
So it's getting kind of close. You might have to pit. We're right on board with you, going 190 miles an hour down the back straightaway at Talladega. But wanted to quickly ask that. I know that you were kind of just riding and try to save that. At least one of the faster pairs, as you're riding at the back, being pretty conservative. But just wanted to ask that.
Yeah.
So doing good, and yeah, looking good at the moment.
yeah, I'm just kind of hanging back and enjoy the ride and look for somebody else's mistake and other than mine, and hopefully come out on top.
That's usually my plan in super speedway racing. So it was fun to interview you. Hopefully be interviewing you here at the end again.
Yeah, buddy. Thank you, man.
Mike, fun guy to talk to. Always like talking to him. We rode on board with him at 190 miles an hour for a lap or two. As Bully and Doug still the tandem on the inside line, but now gonna have a challenge. All Saying Motorsports gonna go to their outside off of turn 4. Austin been trying to lead laps. See if he's able to lead this one at the line. Doesn't look like he has momentum. Isn't going to be able to lead that one. Doug leading pretty much every race so far. Every lap been leading. Austin, Baker, and little wiggle from Doug. Got loose, was able to save it. Kind of scared the All Seeing Motorsports line on that outside. Thought better of it and kind of went up high to try to avoid it. Doug on the nose. Oh, Bully trying to get him going as much as he can to keep him out front. Now the big run's going to come from that outside line. All Seeing Motorsports mounting a charge as the guy that we just talked to, Mike. Little wobble from Doug. Who's going to lead at the line? Looks like Austin ended up leading that lap. He does. So Austin gets that lap. He leads that one. Finally, someone able to beat Doug to the line. But we're almost halfway in the race. It's been green the entire time. Heard Mike talk a little bit about fuel. Almost good on the laps left for it. Maybe we could do another interview with one of these drivers here at the back. Clay? Clay, do you got a copy?
Yeah.
It just came up in the booth. I know that you're going 190 miles an hour and trying to focus, but see that you're working with your team kind of at the back of the guys that you're working with. I had a question for you. What is kind of fuel looking like for everybody? No, that was kind of a question before the race, and if it went green, fuel would start to come into a factor. But what is everybody's fuel looking like from your knowledge so far?
So you just interrupted a conversation about it. I am sitting with 8.5 gallons left and right around 20 laps
Alrighty.
for that.
Well, my apologies. I will drag you back in so you can have that conversation.
Man, y'all have a good one.
Yes, sir. Sorry, Clay. Had made you kind of check up right there. I know that you weren't communicating with your team, and I know that everybody was kind of talking about it. But as we went to interview him, Austin Baker goes ahead and takes the lead. And finally, people able to clear Doug and Bully. That duo have been pretty dominant. JD on the outside trying to stick to the outside, see if he's able to mount a hole to get in front of Doug and behind Albritton. Albritton won the truck race at Irwindale. Showed some awesome speed. Now he's showing some good speed here at Talladega in the Super Speedway Series. There's almost a little contact there between Ted and Bully, as Ted looking to make a run, fakes high, goes back to the middle. Is going to be able to? No, not going to be able to have the nose stuck there. But now he's going to try to help JD get around his teammates, or at least be in it. As you hear Clay say, on lap 25, had 20 laps still left of fuel. So we're past halfway now. We got 20 laps to go. If it goes green, these guys are going to have to pit on lap 45. From what his calculations said, at least. So that we'll have to pay attention and watch. But 3 IRacing Motorsports cars out front at Talladega. Kind of got a colleague vibe to them. Kind of got the colleague racing Xfinity program at Super Speedways. These 3 always work good together at Super Speedways. Austin kind of the main pack leader in that one. And JD and Austin always good and helpful to whatever. But when it comes off turn 4 on the white flag, these guys don't care about each other. They're going for the win to help themselves. And what they work with each other really well all the way up until that point. As Doug and Bully, they're going to try to go lay outside, see if they're able to build up a run to try to fight that. Not the most amount of cars in this one. Trying to build the league. I know a lot of the truck drivers and things like that have better and in their mind, maybe some family things or hanging out with family or things like that on Wednesday. But we're looking for other drivers as well, so they got other commitments that they do on Wednesday night. So if you're free, we have a Super Speedway League on Wednesday, as well as a truck league on Tuesday. So if you're able to make both of those, please show up. Super Speedway for Wednesdays is a first lap car. Greg, after getting spun down pit road, going to, a little bit of contact there again. But they're able to go back and get running once again. A little bit further in the field. Still see Zach, Chad, and Clay just racing it smart, trying to be pretty conservative with it. Lap 29, 20 laps to go, this time at the line. Doug and Bully fighting around the outside. Bully pushing Doug hard. Little wiggle from Doug. Bully doing a solid job. Been on the back bumper, pretty much locked on to Doug's back bumper the entire race. So he's been doing a good job of that. Doug, been a great leader out front for majority of it after getting past. Now JD to the point. Austin led a few laps. JD going to try to lead a few laps. Austin got his lap led. I think everybody but Mike, possibly, and Greg are the ones that don't have a lap led. Maybe Chad as well. But half the field has that lap led for that extra point. Only got to lead 1 lap for that extra bonus point. Could come into a factor as Ted going to try to fight it 3 wide around the outside as Doug and Bully finally be able to mount a challenge. Doug gets clear of JD on that bottom line. But Doug in front once again, split up from the guy he's been working with, Bully, in that yellow 18. It's finally been split up. IRacing Motorsports have been working together all race. Doug and Bully have been working together all race. Now they're finally going to be split up. We'll see how they work by themselves and how good their cars are alone. As JD on the back bumper of Doug, still going to see if he's going to make a move and just try to take that position back. Doesn't look like it. JD's smart. He knows that his teammates aren't clear on Bully as he's still trying to fight on the outside. So we'll see what JD tries to do when his teammates are clear. As Bully just the lone soldier around that outside, trying to fight it as much as he can. Gonna believe beat JD at the line that time. So he's doing a good job by himself. The only one on the outside line, everybody else on that bottom, just trying to stay in draft and race it clean to the end as 10 cars within a second of each other. at a super speedway for 30 laps, 32 laps, been green. And it's been incredible to watch. Awesome racing, awesome teamwork throughout the field. Is now Austin Albritton going to go to the outside of his teammate, Austin Baker. Two Austins side by side. You got the Austin row right there. Austin trying to make it 3 wide around the outside of Bully. That's one of the plays where you're kind of like, maybe a sacrifice. Get up there, try to side draft Bully for a second, slow him down, and it actually ended up working out. That's the best way I could describe that play from Austin. Built up a run, went to the outside, side drafted Bully for a second. Now his two teammates are clear, and that's exactly what he did. Was able to pull Bully off the outside of JD, and they all went to the top. And Bully into the back of the 10. The 10's going to get sideways, back into Doug, back into the 18. They're wrecking now as yellow comes out. Doug trying to save it after the door damage. Contact from the 10 being spun, and caution number 1 of the night comes out on lap 33. Alright, we see it here. Bully trying to go to the outside of the 10. Looks identical to what happened with Doug and 10 at the end of heat race number 2. You see Austin just gets turned down into Doug, back up into the track after he bounces off of Doug. Nothing that Austin can do about it. Back in the 18 after the 18 spun the 10. A little bit of contact, and then Doug sliding through the grass. Doug able to save it after that contact, but what a wild ride so far. As I'm expecting all these drivers to come down pit road, we will see. But that's going to give the lead over to Ted Deckard, if I am correct. Nope, JD is going to have the lead. Ted in second, Doug in third still. Austin Albritton. Oh, Doug back to second. All right. Austin Albritton fourth. Mike fifth. Zach sixth. Chad seventh. Clay eighth. Austin Baker moves back to ninth. And Bully, after a tow, is going to go to pit road. So we'll see what these drivers do. Will they come down pit road? Will they stay out? Looks like it. All the drivers are going to come down pit road. They know that they can't make it on fuel. This is the one guaranteed yellow, or the only yellow that we've had so far. So be smart for these guys to come down pit road. It's pretty spread out throughout the field. As Austin's going to turn in early. JD getting into his box. Doug into the box. A little bit of lockup on the right front. See if anybody's going to take no tires. That'd be an interesting strategy play. We see it's been pretty easy to get to the front of the field. So we'll see Austin rolling into his box. Doug going to be the first one off pit road. JD second. Austin third. Racing now going to be Zach, Clay, Ted, Chad, Mike, then Austin Baker going to round out the last car coming off of pit road after that happens. So he's able to get going. But, oh boy, this is going to dice it up. The guy who's led the most laps back out front, not got Bully behind him anymore. So Doug been working with that 18. And now the 18 had to reset. So he's been doing a solid job out front. Let's go ahead and interview him now. Doug, it's Cabe up in the booth. Did you got me? Try that again. Doug, do you got a copy? It's Cabe up in the booth.
How's it going, Cabe?
Pretty good. Been entertaining to watch. First yellow night comes at lap 33. Been green so far. It's been a fun one to watch. You've been looked like to have one of the best cars out front. Led the most laps throughout this run of this deal. And talk to us a little bit about how your car's driving. And any friends that you made so far during this one?
The team car has been very helpful. That's pretty much got me, pretty much what kept me up front the whole race, or the majority of the time that I was up there, was he was doing some really good pushing and really staying locked on me, and we were able to stay up front there for quite a while. And then we lost it, and then just kind of motored right back around. But yeah, It's been a fun race.
Definitely been excited. Only 10 cars it's been this exciting, so we get more. It's gonna be a doozy, but it's been fun to watch. We got a pretty good piece for you this night. See you going down pit road again. What's that about? Extra fuel?
I forgot to check my fast repair.
Oh.
And I got a little damage on that incident there. So I'm just gonna go. I wasn't gonna take tires, but I'm gonna go ahead and take tires now too.
You were first one off pit road. You had track position. You were good.
Yeah.
You were set.
I didn't know what was going on with the car. Well, evidently not. It didn't use it. Okay. Well, we're gonna go for some fresh tires, okay?
All right.
So we're
clearly handling a big issue, so you're coming back now, pit road. But
we're gonna have some fun out here now. So
yeah. Seeing you come from the back, it's been fun to watch you run, and it's gonna be a blast. So, do your best. Hopefully, we'll see you here at the end. I know that you guys are going green this time, and hopefully, be interviewing here at the end.
all right, sounds good.
Yes, sir. Doug out front once again. Or Doug leaving pit road. Interview him again after getting that stage win. So now strategy's gonna be mixed as All-Scene Motorsports gonna have the front row for the restart. Right behind them, the group of Chad, Clay, and Zach are gonna be there. So it's gonna be them three, as well as Ted on their inside, and then behind them in row 4 is going to be Austin Baker, part of the All-Scene Motorsports group. So they're split. Only going to be a 2-car tango at the front of the field between the 54 and 2. And then you have the 55, 19, and 51 all kind of in the middle of the pack. So we'll see how much the aggression ramps up here with 36 laps to go. Or on lap 36. Going to get back going on 37. So it's going to be a 13-lap shootout till the end. Oh, boy. JD and Austin on the front row. Zach and Clay in the second. Ted and Chad in the third. Mike and Austin in the fourth. Slow pace speed. JD and Austin going to lead it back to the green. Pace car pulls off. Slowly into creeping into the restart zone. You see him at the very top of the screen. Well, you can't because the caution deal, but you see him at the top of the screen now. Green flag waves. We're back running for race number 1 in the Super Speedway League. After the first yellow, we're back running. Everybody's single filed out so far after the restart. Austin has a chance to get down. He does. So the whole field, single file out. Not a great restart for everybody. But I think this is what most cars wanted. Single file out, get to the end, and then fight it from there. We see how racy it got just at the end, and that kind of caused the yellow. But we saw how racy it got. And, yeah, Doug, first one to try to work that outside line. Been pretty fast, so he's working it around that outside, or at least trying to. As JD out front, Zach in second, Albritton in third. Going to move up the track right in front of Chad. Going to try to get some help from Chad. Is Doug right behind them. Going to try to make it 3 wide. Clay on the inside. Chad in the middle. Doug around the top. No help for Doug. Here comes the 18. Heard Doug say the 18's been helpful and helping them all race. Them two work together. Here we go. 3 wide here at Talladega. Arca cars building up the momentum, building up the speed. And it's on. Here we go. Doug flying around the outside. Austin Albritton stuck in the middle. Stuck in the sucker hole. As I think DW called it before. But he's got nowhere to go. As JD all by himself out front. With a few of the guys that are working together. At least majority of the race. Zach, Clay, and Chad are right behind him. Now Austin's trying to fight it back around the top. As Austin Baker now behind Austin Albritton. So got the Austin show right behind them. Doug's going to look to the outside of Baker. trying to get that third lane rolling. Doug in that green machine on the outside. We're coming back to 10 laps to go at the completion of this lap when they get back to it. Intensity, you feel it starting to pick up. These drivers doing as much as they can to position themselves for that last lap and to get them into the position that they want to set themselves up for the run to the finish off of turn 4. But JD out front, Austin back to second, around the outside with help from Baker. Doug still trying to work that outside line. We saw the last time that Bully tried to go in that third lane behind someone. Didn't work out great for the 18, but he's still back trying to push Doug back up to the front. Those two work together great at the start of it, trying to build that chemistry up once again and go at it. We're still 3 wide. Three by 3, just behind the leader. See, Doug gets a good run on the top side. Austin pretty even throughout the lap, not gaining too much on JD. Maybe a little bit at the end of the straightaway, and then through the corners, Zach and JD, as we're dead even, heading through 1 and 2 for the lead in Arca cars at Talladega. Doug gonna have a nose now on JD down the back straightaway. Bully gonna get in the wall just a little bit. That's gonna lose a lot of momentum for that outside line. Bully in the wall drags Doug back. No, not what Doug wanted to see happen. So he's gonna be able to slot down in front of Mike. Not gonna be able to. So Bully got in the wall, lost a lot of momentum. That didn't help Doug at all. Had to stop pushing him. As now All Say Motorsports have grouped back up to the front of the field, kind of guarding both lanes. Austin, both Austins on the outside. JD out front, leading the inside line. To the outside. Doug trying to try it again. Doug back to the top. 3 wide. Doug likes running that Larson line here at Talladega. Trying to build momentum once again and try to fight back to the outside. As now Zach going to move up in front of Austin Albritton. See what they do heading through 3 and 4. Zach not got much help. Obviously, Albritton not going to push a non-teammate around his teammate. But now that's going to leave Doug and Bully to work together and get back to it. Working that outside line. Been up on that top dotted line the entire time. And now they're trying to do it again. Trying to build up the momentum. Build back the run. As JD still doing a solid job on that inside line. Let's go right on board with the 79 of Ted Deckard. And see what he's seeing right in front of him. You see 3 wide looking to the right. Right there, you see Bully to his outside. As Doug's right in front of him. A little bit further back, you see what's going on with it. Austin Baker just kind of lurking back here. Sees the whole field in front of him. We'll go ahead right on board with him for a lap or two. As it's getting a little close in that second lane, middle lane. As Austin and Doug and Bully not able to do much, trying to fight around the outside there. Baker or Albritton goes to the top. So he's going to try to fight it around that outside line. Try to get that third lane going. He's going to be able to get to the right rear of Zach Zaldivar. Now Doug, is he going to try to help Austin? A little bit of contact down the back straightaway between the 2 and the 55. Doug now to the back bumper of Austin. Bully to the back bumper of him. Outside line, got 3 cars trying to work it now. As Chad side by side with JD off of turn number 4. At the stripe, it's going to be 5 laps to go. Chad going to be clear on JD. Is he going to take it? No, going to stay with his teammate and friend throughout this one as we're 5 laps to go. Lap 45 of 50 now. JD with a good run down in front of Clay. As Clay Maybe got loose, gonna bail out. Maybe try to play it smart. Clay knows he's kind of boxed in. Not much that he can do at that moment. As Austin gonna lead that outside line once again. And Doug trying to fight it. Now they're gonna make contact. 1 to the wall. 51 to the fence. Down to the 10. 67 in the wall. They're wrecking hard out back. Caution flies once again. Oh boy. See the contact. Few cars started to get loose and it popped off from there as caution number 2 flies on lap 45. Alrighty, it all kind of starts with the 18. Gets to the back bumper of the 67. 67, little wobble. Tries to go down just a little bit. Then the 18 tries to avoid it. Goes down, clips the right rear of the 51. Sends the 51 up into the 67. They go into the wall. 18 ends up having to nowhere to go. Gets into the side of the 51. 51 comes down, gets into the 10. And the 51 has problems back up into the wall. Pretty decent contact as he's able to lock her down and believe get it back to pit road as the left front is definitely not on that car. Bully right side smoking, right front smoking. Yeah, you see how much that's pushed in. That's not good at all. Right in front of them. Everybody, Doug also pushed in. See how bad the left front is. Left front's good on Doug's machine, but bumping, causing problems. Late in this one. See who comes down pit road. Austin Baker coming down pit road. Doug coming down pit road. Bully coming down pit road. Chad trying to work his way around to come down pit road. I'm assuming. So Austin, not the way he probably wanted to roll down pit road at any point during this race. He's looking like a dirt car. Got the left front hiked up. Into the box he goes. Gonna get that fast repair. Pops back up. No problem. As a Bully having problems trying to get into a stall. You see his right front not good. It pops back on. He's all right. As they're all getting their fast repairs checked. Let's go ahead and do an interview here. Let's go ahead and interview Ted Deckard. Ted, it's Cabe up in the booth. You got me?
I do.
Alrighty, well, you're sitting in a pretty good spot. Some people may say in that third spot, going to be lined up on the bottom. Got the 2 in front of you. What's your plan heading into these last few laps?
Keep my nose clean, stay out of a wreck. I can win this.
You've definitely been pretty conservative, been smart, racing smart, and it's led to this point. So it's been fun to watch. Hopefully we'll be interviewing you here at the end.
Hopefully, yep.
All righty, good luck. Interview him there. We'll go ahead and interview JD now. JD, it's Cabe up in the booth. You got me?
I got a copy.
Well, you're going to have your teammate on your inside for this restart. I'm assuming you're going to try to work with them, but if it comes down to it, between you two coming off of turn 4, what are you going to try to do to beat them?
Well, I'm going to say there's some confidential All-Seeing Motorsports information in there, but we're going to do our best to try and go 1-2 or 1-2-3 if we can muster that out. But we're going to have to pull some magic out of our behinds here to try and keep all these guys behind us.
Well, it's definitely going to be a fun one to watch, lined up on the outside of your teammate, and pretty good looking paint scheme. I like that paint scheme that you got on, but yeah, been exciting so far. Hopefully be interviewing you post-race.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Let's see, who else can we interview? We got Zach. Clay. Clay's a fun one to interview. Clay, it's Cabe up in the booth. Do you got me?
Yeah, man, what's going on?
Well, you're looking pretty good. You're going to be restarting in the 6th spot. Going to have your teammate just in front of you and on that, believe, inside row. Yeah, when it doubles up here. Yeah, just underneath you. So teammate's going to be underneath you. Got Doug behind you and your other teammate just out back. What's your plan or idea or hope heading into this green, white, checkered?
It is gonna get real racy, so either get to the front or get out of the way.
We saw you
These
bail
cars can
out.
get some monster runs real quick. So I'd say it is gonna be an interesting finish for sure.
Yeah, Doug's been making it 3 wide on that top line, so if it opens up, you know where he's going. But it's been fun.
Be right there with him.
It's you're gonna be starting in front of him, so if he's able to get a run, maybe that's a good idea for you. Try to work with Doug, get him to push you.
I have some help.
All right, well, I'm gonna try to interview one more person. Good luck the rest of the way.
All right, thanks, man.
Clay, starting trying to work it. Now, Bully, we can go ahead and interview. Let's go ahead. Actually, we'll just run it. No more interviews. I don't want to get these guys out of their mojo. Not much going on, but don't want to get them out of their mojo. We'll be interviewing people here at the end. As one of the best super speedways racers in the league, I'd say Chad, always fast at super speedways. Going to be starting deep in the field, so we'll have to see what he's going to be able to do with this green, white, checkered finish. All Seeing Motorsports on the outside and inside of row number 1. Mike and Ted, they've been trying to work their way slowly and methodically to the front of the field. They're finally in the second row. Zach and Clay, 2 buddies, side by side. Then Austin Baker and Doug Ezel going to be in the 4th row. Here we go for the restart. Austin, JD, Ted, Mike, Zach, Clay. First 3 rows. Here we go into the restart zone. We're green for a green, white, checkered here for race number 1 in the Super Speedway League. JD going to have a good hole. He's going to be able to get down in front of the field. Green, white, checkered. Anything could happen. Takes about a lap for these cars to build momentum and get up to speed. Zach already trying to make a move. Go to the outside of Ted. See if he's going to be able to. No, Ted's going to throw the block on it. Zach back to the inside. Going to leave Ted out to dry. Down the back straightaway. For the second to last time, Chad's going to go high. Going to go around the outside of Ted. He's got Clay right behind him. And now Zach going to go up in front of him. That's going to open up the door for Austin Baker. Just gave it to Austin Baker. We'll see if he's able to do anything. Coming to the white flag this time. Doug with a big run. Outside line not working for Zach. He went up there to try to get with his teammates, and it didn't work out for him. White flag this time for Austin Baker leading the field. Is anybody going to be able to do anything with it? Bully trying to make a move, not going to be able to. Thought about going 3 wide through the middle. Down the back straightaway. For the final time, Austin Baker out front. Swerving through the field. They're 3 wide. Who's going to have the biggest run? Through the middle, Ted Deckard. He's going to look high. On the outside of Austin Albritton. It's 3 wide for the lead. They make contact. 18 to the back of the 79. Everybody's up and over. Who's it going to be? 51 to the inside of the 55. Coming to the stripe. They're going to be side by side. 51 v 55. They were side by side like this at Martinsville. Who's it going to be at the line? Chad's going to get it. Wow. What a finish. They go by. And Chad gets her done in the first race at Talladega. What a doozy. Woohoo, boy. Let's take a look back and look at that final lap. Oh, not much more I could say. All right, let's do an aerial cam from the blimp cam and take a look. Down the back straightaway, it looked like there was no hope. Off of turn 2, no runs being built up by anybody. And through the middle, Ted with a big run. JD and Austin tried to throw the block, just wasn't able to. Austin tried to get back down in front of his teammate. And then Bully got in the back of the 79, spun him down into the 2. and it was on from there. They made contact. 10 tried to avoid it up into the 67. 10 up and over as they wreck behind them. It was side by side coming to line between the 51 and 55. Kind of had flashbacks to Martinsville earlier this season, but Chad at the line by that much wins it over Zach. What a finish. Holy cow. Let's go ahead and take a look. How close was that finish? 0.013 of a second. Chad gets her done. So let's go ahead and interview him now. Chad, do you got a copy?
I got one.
Well, didn't know how that was going to work out for you. I saw your teammate, guy that you were working with kind of all race, go to the outside off of turn 4, come to the white. You guys didn't have a run, but somehow built up a huge run down the back straightaway. Talk to us about what happened and what you saw heading through 3 and 4 and off of turn 4 and coming to line.
Shoot, man, that's wild. I seen the 79 spin. I thought he's gonna come straight back up and hit me, but luckily got through it. I kind of wanted to push Zach to the win, but I ducked out there. But he got on my right rear, and I thought he was going to pull back ahead. So I was debating on if I wanted to try to door slam him, but I figured that'd probably just slow me down. So I just hope for the best.
Well, it worked out for you. I commented right before this green white checkered. Chad's one of the best super speedway racers in the league, and it showed in that last lap. Ran pretty conservative throughout the race. Usually see you battling up front, going for the win, or going and trying to lead laps and things like that. But there, you end up taking her home. So congratulations, winning the first race of the Super Speedway League. Helped me kind of start it back up. So appreciate that. So yeah, cool that you got the win, and pretty spiffy looking paint scheme as well.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Feels good to be back in victory lane again, especially Super Speedway. Biggest thing is just, man, these cars just you can't get away from each other, so it's hard to pass. And if you can get a pass, you might well go ahead and go for it.
Yeah, we got a pretty good schedule coming up with a lot of diversity and a lot of different cars. So that is it's gonna be a fun one to watch this season. Only 8 races. First one's complete, so you got the points lead, and looking pretty good here at the moment. So congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Who'd you like to thank?
Like to thank Everett Enterprises, Outlaw Signs and Graphics. Just whoever helped me, especially Zach and Clay and everybody that drafted with me. So I got a couple teammates, but they're kind of suspended right now. So I was out on my own for a little bit.
Yes, sir. Well, it was a fun one to watch. You end up getting her done at Talladega in race number 1 for the Super Speedway League. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Zach, it's Cable in the booth. You got me?
Yep.
Well, kind of an inverse of the Martinsville finish we had a few weeks ago in the truck league. You and Chad side by side coming to line. Got us through what you saw on that last lap.
I didn't see anything really. I ended up going to the top with Chad, and next thing I knew, everybody was wrecking, and it was just me and Chad fighting to the line. So, hit a run being behind me, and I just went down, pulled a little side draft on, and hoped that it was enough, and just let the drag race happen. And just too little, too late. Chad got a great run.
Yeah, you stole one from him at Martinsville Speedway in the truck series. He stole one from you tonight. You two have been going back and forth a lot this season for the points battles and for wins. So it's definitely you guys putting on a show. What was kind of the craziest part during that race, or what did you think when that yellow came out and it was going to be a green, white checkered?
Kind of thankful, honestly, because checked up for the wreck and lost the group. So just thankful that it ended up being what it was. but it was gonna be really racy, so I was just in it for have some fun, see what happens.
Yes, sir. Well, you end up getting her done in a nice looking paint scheme. I like that nose. Looks pretty good. And I like that paint scheme. So congratulations coming home P2. Who would you like to thank?
Everybody WTF putting on the races and yeah, Outlaw Designs and everybody helps put races on, have a good time.
Yes, sir. It was a fun one to watch you guys put on a show. So thank you and congratulations.
Yep, thanks.
Zach comes home P2. At the end of that one, Bully Chef Michael Aldrich comes home P3. Got into the back of Ted, but it worked out for him. Bully, it's Came Up in Booth. You got me?
Gotcha.
Well, you come home P3. A little bit of contact through 3 and 4. Got us through what you saw and what happened from your eyes through 3 and 4, and then come to the stripe.
Well, I'll tell you what, sorry about turning there, Ted. That was all me. I kind of got into him a little bit low on the left side of his bumper, and made him turn down up into it, and probably caused most of that their melee at the end. But hard racing towards the end, was just trying to make for position, and was trying to make room there in between him and the guy on the inside.
Yes, sir. Well, race number 1, you finished third in the first one. Believe you got some heat race points, if I'm correct. But yeah, pretty deep in the points. Hopefully, be able to see you more in the during the season. But you had a solid run tonight, and so congratulations on the third place finish. Who would you like to thank?
Just I'd like to thank WTF for putting the race on, and all our sponsors. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. It was y'all put on a show, so we appreciate that one, and put on the show that you guys did. So thank you for running and doing all that you guys did, and but congratulations on your P3 finish.
Thank you very much, Scott.
Also, you got the biggest mover of the race, up 8 spots. So nice job.
That was nice tip. Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right, congratulations.
Yep.
Super Speedway racing comes down every time, it seems like, to less than 1/100th of a second, or less than 1/10th of a second, as the white flag flew. Austin Albritton was leading it, and at the stripe, Chad was leading it, and that was it for this one. Arca cars at Talladega put it on a show for night number 1 in the Super Speedway League. Next week it's going to be Xfinity at Daytona. So we're going to try to recruit a few more guys, get more cars for that race. But it came down to 0.013 of a second for Chad and Zach. And it was a heck of a race. So heat races next week, and same format as this one. But Zach and Chad put on a show for us coming to line. Thank you, everybody, for showing up and racing. Yeah, thank you for Chad for helping set this deal back up once again. Having fun announcing it. And thank you all for running it. So that's going to end up doing it. Appreciate y'all for watching. And hopefully see you guys next week for the Truck Series. One last thing before we go. Going to be streaming the truck races at 8:30 EST, 8:25 EST. Going to be starting the stream for the WTF Racing Truck Series. So be on the lookout for that. And as well, be looking for the Super Speedway races. Going to probably just record these until we maybe get like a few more cars, and then I'll go streaming with them. So all in all, a great race. Chad gets her done here at Talladega in race number 1. So congratulations, Chad. And it was a fun one to watch. So thank you all for watching. If you guys enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. Hopefully see you next week. I'll catch you all then. Goodbye.